Hey, it's Les from the TV Dudes. This week, I was lucky enough to chat with actor Benjamin Charles Watson. You could see him on the upcoming TV series Snowpiercer, where he plays Brakeman Fuller. You could see him now on Designated Survivor, where he plays Dante Evans. Or maybe you know him like I do from LA Complex, where he played Tariq. Either way, we have a great chat about his career, what he loves about acting, the emotional toll of heavy roles, and what show he most identifies with. Hope you enjoy. Hey, Benjamin.
Hey, Les, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for taking out the time today. I really appreciate it. If you told me a few years ago that I'd be on the phone with the guy who played Tariq, I wouldn't have believed it. I really loved LA Complex. I caught it when it was first airing, and yeah, I thought it was just a really powerful show. And one of the things in looking through your bio, you've taken quite a few roles that I know had to be emotionally challenging or maybe heavy to get into. I mean, if I'm remembering correctly, when your first acting role was a John Lee Malvo reenactment documentary.
God. Yeah.
And then things like Tariq, Raina and The Killing. Can you talk a little bit about the themes you see throughout your work and kind of what you enjoy about the emotional research that goes into your job?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of stuff that I love playing because I love diving into the emotional being of a character and a person, just how they think, and I like exploring the dark side of people and the most challenging things about people. And I think for me as an actor, I don't know what it is, but I love those types of roles and those types of characters because I think I just connect with them so well and I understand what they're going through because the world is all the world can be really happy and joyful and all kind of fun things, but I think when it comes to playing a character that's diving in with so many different things and a character that's so complex that a lot of people connect with those types of characters because that's how they really feel on the inside. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will put on a mask and go about their day and saying they're happy and all these kind of things, but there are deep, dark things that are happening between every single one of us because I think we're all humans. We all have that part. And I think these characters that I'm playing, and specifically a lot of the letters I'm getting, people are like, oh, I understand or I connect with that. And for me as an actor, it feels great, but then also it's really draining because I have to touch parts that are really hard and complex to get to. And by the end of the day, my brain is like, I don't want to feel these things. I don't want to connect with these things because it's so hard and it's so harsh. But the actor in me is like, we need to tell the story. You can't say no. You have to bring this character to life because this character, it will be touching on so many different people. So like, you have to do it justice. So I don't know what it is, but for me, it's just I love playing these types of roles because they connect with anyone so easily. Like I can't really do anything that's if the character is not a complex character or has a lot of layers, my brain automatically kind of shuts off. So I've been kind of limited to a sense when I'm playing characters, but when I do get a role that is that brings depth, like I hit it really well, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I can't really, I wouldn't really think of you as the catchphrase pratfall guy.
Oh God, no.
You know, it just doesn't seem like your brand to me at all. And I definitely know what you mean. It's got to be odd to have a job where your thing to go after is really what most of us are using your end product to get away from. You know, I don't want to feel that. I don't want to look at that in my life. And honestly, being able to connect with it a little bit through entertainment, I think for a lot of people is how we're touching it without burning ourselves, like how we
Absolutely.
slowly get towards things. It's got to be strange to have that so directly be your gig,
Yeah.
to go touch those places. Can you talk a bit about your new character, Dante, on Designated Survivor, getting that gig, and what that character's like?
Awesome. Yeah. So Dante and Designated Survivor, it was honestly kind of a dream come true getting this role, because I've had to, as an actor and as a human being, Ben, had to kind of grow up in the sense that I'm wearing suits and ties, and I'm wearing like really good shoes, because me in my everyday life, I never really wanted to wear suits, because I'm like, oh, that's a grown up thing. I don't want to be grown up. I still want to be a young guy, but I mean, I still am young and I still look young. But Dante, he grew me. This is the same thing, like coming from LA Complex, because Tariq taught me love and understanding and who I am as a person, all that kind of stuff. Dante made me realize that I can be a man. I can be a full-fledged, grown-up individual, and then I can also, I don't know, I can be grown up. So Dante is also an incredible character, because he got me interested in American politics. I was never really interested in American politics until this current president. So I've had to dive into what it's like I had to basically research all of American politics and electorals and how does the president get elected. And I didn't fully know what a designated survivor was. I understood it when the show came out in the first season, but I never actually dived into it. So I researched that, and all of a sudden I'm knee deep into American politics. I'm watching CNN and watching everything, and it's weird living in Canada, and all of a sudden I don't really pay that much attention to Canadian politics. I'm all about the American politics. So Dante got me really interested in what it's like to be a part of, honestly, be a part of the White House and be a part of what it's like to help run a country, basically. So Dante he works in the EEOB, which is like a subsidiary to the White House. So it's 1650 Pennsylvania Avenue, not 1600. And yeah, he's really good at social media marketing and all these things that I'm not good at, and all these things that I had to research. I'm like, oh, so this is how you grow Instagram, or this is how you do Twitter and all these like weird things. So like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, okay, this is how this platform works. Because I never really understood that, because I just never did. And then Dante is really good at digital marketing and all these social media things. So I had to learn all of that. So once again, I am playing another character that all of a sudden is making me develop these skills in my real life. And it's so fascinating doing that, because these are things that a normal person would do and learn and try to do. And I was like, I don't really care about social media and all that kind of stuff. So Dante, once again, he's growing me up to be something that I knew I could be, but I never thought I could be. Yeah.
That's pretty great to be able to combine into your day job. Like, oh, hey, I'd like to learn. I feel like Keanu Reeves has to feel that way about kung fu, and a lot of stuff. Like, oh, I can learn what? Sure, I'll spend 3 months at that.
Yeah, it's so weird, man. It's the greatest thing ever. I love being an actor.
I know you volunteer a lot of your time and have for a while. Can you talk a bit about your charity you're giving back?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just I've done a lot of charity work. I used to work for just in LA, like soup kitchens and stuff like that, because I like giving back to the community in the sense that there are like a lot of homeless individuals on the street, and I just like giving back to the community, because I mean I've had a lot of benefits, and I just think it's important to give back and help individuals that are in need and do not have a place to live and all that kind of stuff. So in Vancouver, I would go to like soup kitchens and help and volunteer, just giving like serving out foods, or a couple of times in Vancouver, my friends of mine, we basically go to someone's house, we pack lunches and care packages and stuff like that, and we go around the street and just kind of give it out. And I've done the same thing in Vancouver also. So I think that's just so important, because being that we have a place to live and we have food, that I think it's important to give back, because, I mean, a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck, and I've lived paycheck to paycheck numerous times. And I think giving back is such an important thing, because you never know, like, anything can happen to us. And I'm starting more now because, like, we all have issues and problems, and I think I've started to, I want to work more with mental health issues, because it's such an important thing. And then all of a sudden people have such a bad stigma against individuals who have mental health issues, and a lot of people need help. And I just think if we can give back and help people with mental issues, the world will just be a lot better place. So I'm starting to, there's a couple of places I'm looking into that I want to, I don't know, like, help out and give back. Yeah.
I was just talking earlier this week with my wife about when we look at the numbers for mental health issues in this country or in Canada, and we, you look at the scope of these problems and how many people are affected, and then you look at just the total number of people that are voting and making policy and stuff, and somehow we always have these discussions like two separate discussions. Like there's a mental health problem, or there's like a hard drug problem, or something going, opiate problem or something going on. And then there's also this second separate batch of totally sane, on the ball people that we're talking about, like we're making policy. It's the same group of people. So if we don't deal with the mental health issue and we don't deal with these things, it's directly impacting our ability to go to a city council meeting. I mean, if a statistical portion of the people in the room have a mental health issue, let's address that first. And I don't
totally,
but we don't seem to treat those all as one. And so yeah, it thrilled me to see on your bio that you spent time giving back, because I feel like that's an important connection to maintain.
Yeah, and even like with mental health issues, I think mental health issues is directly connected with the opioid like issue that's going on right now. So I'm like, if we literally help the mental health issue, I kind of think we will help the opioid, because I mean, a lot of people take drugs, and a lot of people take drugs to escape something.
Yeah.
So like, there's some sort of issue they're trying to escape from. So if we just help the issue they're trying to escape from, they won't go to drugs.
Yeah.
I think that's just how I think.
Yeah, I feel like people say self-medicate and forget the medicate part of it. These people just need help medicating better in a lot of cases.
Totally.
They need help, just not street heroin or something awful
100%.
like that. I know you. Go ahead.
A lot of people look at it too. A lot of people look at it too, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I don't understand how somebody can self-medicate and all that kind of stuff." But I think literally every single human self-medicates somehow. So it may not be drugs, but it can be food. It can be.
I've hidden in sleep. I've hidden in television. Yeah,
Yeah.
We've all avoided something with something else. It's the same thing.
100%.
Yeah, I especially think with some of the characters you've played, whether meaning to or not, I know you don't always get to, I guess, pick which role you say yes to, but you don't always get to pick which opportunities are offered. But you've played several characters, I think, that speak to some marginalized communities. I remember being really taken aback in LA Complex by how emotional and how well handled I felt Tariq's story was. Especially, it spoke to me at the time. I felt like this had to be powerful for people, whether I was hearing about it or not. And similarly, even just being on television, your character on The Killing, just by existing, is a powerful move on television. And I honestly cannot imagine running in heels. I still find that amazing. I know you write as well. Do you find yourself pushing for these themes now in your writing, or do you find yourself writing characters similar to these?
Oh God, yeah, 100%. I'm writing a lot of things and a lot of characters that have not been on television, or characters that are not represented. I think the thing I love about all my characters too that have been played is that they're just normal people in the world that all of a sudden are being represented on television that were never represented before. And I find that so fascinating and interesting, because right after I played Tariq, and I'm still getting letters from literally all over the world, people have connected with that character so much. And then I realized a lot of people have never felt that they were represented on television or anywhere before. And then all of a sudden there's a character that, wow, that is me, or that is the exact same situation I went through. And it just touched so many people. I didn't realize it would touch so many people. And with Raina, she was just a joy to play, just because I've never seen a character like that on television. Now I am, absolutely. But it was just getting to dive into Raina's life and her world was profound. I just never understood and never had so much respect for anyone who's transgender or just trying to be themselves, because holy shit, it was fascinating. Absolutely fascinating playing her, and just fascinating thinking about the fact that she couldn't talk to her family because this is who she was on the inside, but she was not accepted by family or anyone. So like that I understood. And now there's Dante, who can't tell what's going to happen. I can't physically tell you what's going to happen, but something huge is going to happen for my character. So even this is a character that I have not seen being represented. I've seen it being represented once on television, but I haven't seen it being represented by a African American on television before. So
yeah, now I'm doubly excited. Yeah, definitely don't spoil it for me.
Because I didn't know it was going to happen, and I read the script, like, oh shite. Then it's gonna get a lot of people talking. That's for sure. But it's just like, even in my writing, it's so important for me to write stories that haven't been told on television, because there's so many people that do not feel represented, and I know that because I keep getting these messages of people that are like, they're not represented on television. So it's like, I've had the opportunity to play characters that all of a sudden are being represented on television. So I have to thank my writers for doing that. And then I'm going to go a huge step forward with what I'm writing right now to also tell a completely different story for a lot of marginalized people that all of a sudden are not being represented, that I need to have them come out and represent. So it's going to be very interesting with the project I'm working on right now, because I think a lot of people are just not going to be happy with it, but then a lot of people are going to be like, oh, okay, yes, that is actually what is happening in my world.
Well, I mean, you don't know it's all happiness with it all. It just got to be true, right?
Totally. It's going to be true, and a lot of people are not going to be happy because I'm going to be telling the truth, and they're going to be not happy with that, but life is about truth.
Right.
So that's my goal.
Do you have from when you were growing up, for you personally, do you have a show or a character that you remember connecting with and seeing something, even if it was something you hadn't really shown the rest of the world yet in yourself, but thought, that's inside me, that person?
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. That is a hard question, because literally, growing up in Jamaica and like having my mom in Toronto before we moved to Canada, my mom would send me tapes of Power Rangers. That was like my life, watching Power Rangers. And then this is the weirdest thing. People are going to be like, what? I grew up and still love to this day, and I really want to marry Betty White, because I grew up watching The Golden Girls.
Yeah, me too.
That is my life. But it's weird, like having Golden Girls, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I didn't really have, or at least I don't even remember if I really had a character that was like, oh, that is totally me. Because I wasn't really represented on television when I was growing up. So I didn't really have a character that I really connected with. I just like watching things that I thought were funny. And for some reason, I don't know why, but, well, I do know why. They're hilarious. I grew up loving the Golden Girls. It was just, I connected with, oh God, that's it. I literally connected with every single Golden Girl on television. Like I like Sophia, like her witty like backlash. That was me growing up because I had such a smart mouth. Oh God,
you're the Voltron of Golden Girls. I love it.
Yeah, basically. Oh God, I connected with Golden Girls growing up. Of course, every single one of them. I'm every single one of those women.
Oh man, that is spectacular.
Weirdest thing I had to admit.
I don't think I could have asked for that question to go better. Thank you.
I don't think it's gonna. Oh my God.
I think we've discovered something deep about us all today. Man, thank you so much for taking out your time today and for letting me take the conversation off on a ramble a little bit. I've loved watching you on TV. I can't wait to see you now on Designated Survivor, and I'm excited to hear what you have to say on your future projects.
Oh, thanks. I really appreciate it. Oh my God, I'm the biggest Golden Girls. I love it.
Have a great rest of your day, man.
That's gonna be interesting. Thanks so much, man. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
The TV Dudes is an independently run podcast and a member of the Electric Sweater Podcast Network. We are exclusively listener supported. If you'd like to help us out, go to patreon.com/tvdudes. You can like us on Facebook and Twitter @TVDudes. All the music for our show is by our friend and original TV dude, Gregory J. Amani Smith. To find out more about us, go to thetvdudes.com and electricsweater.com. I'm Grant Davis. Thanks for listening.